Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the quick update from the Crimea Sviatove front, or Liman front, or call it whatever front you want. Basically, is in the Crimea area. This Crimea, it and leads up to this road up to Sviatove, and Liman is actually just around here. So you can get some kind of idea where this is. And this river here is the Oskil River, and within here, which is this image will be too blur, is actually the Zerebets River. So the Russian forces previously has hold a line along the river, and finally, after 2 weeks or more of attempt, the Ukrainians seems to have successfully taken Makivka. So now the Ukrainian forces are now trying to push out, and they are heading northward towards Novovodyan, and they also push southwards, from Makivka, but they were actually stopped by Russian artillery. And there's also this very mysterious place called Krasnopopivka, which does not exist on the map. Ryba, the pro-Russian source, claims that the Ukrainian forces from Makivka is pushing out towards Krasnopopivka. I have a feeling that it's probably Poschanka, but it's kind of weird as well, because they don't seem to call this place Krasnopopivka. But I'm suspecting that it's this place where the Ukrainians are actually pushing towards the highway, the Sviatove-Crimea highway, on the eastern side of Makivka. And however, this position is definitely held by the Russian forces, as well as Novovodyan, and the southern part. So on top of this attack, the Ukrainian forces also still continue to try to push towards Novovodyan, and they are trying to cross the river, to build a bigger and stronger bridgehead that they can actually use to push out and take out this supply line down south to Crimea. Because once this road is taken, the Russians will not be able to reinforce Crimea, and this entire front will have to fall. So this highway is extremely important for the Russians, all the way down to Crimea, and this is also where they will actually hold this front based on all this resupply. You may think that there's these other roads here. These roads is actually a lot further from Russia. The road north is much nearer to the border, and resupply is much more convenient over there. Over from this eastern side, the road stretched on for a very, very, very long distance before it reaches the Russian border. So it's not exactly the best way to resupply. And the Ukrainians also was reportedly trying to attack Terny, and so far the Russian forces continue to hold the position pretty well over at this side at Terny, but it was pretty close. From the kind of report I'm reading, it seems like the Ukrainians were really giving the Russians a very, very hard time in the push in the Terny region. And recently you may also realize that the action seems to be a bit small, or a bit few. The reason was apparently there was actually very poor weather, and the poor weather interestingly affected the flying of UAV. So both sides, both the Ukrainian and the Russian sides, are unable to send out their UAV, so they are unable to scout where are the Ukrainian forces or where are the Russian forces, and their artillery basically is firing blind. They are basically firing at positions that they have previously already marked, and they aren't really doing targeted strikes using the artillery with the help of UAV, because of the poor weather, the UAVs are not able to be deployed. And the moment the weather got better, the Ukrainians immediately attacked Terny with an offensive. They tried the whole day of yesterday, apparently, according to another pro-Russian source, and it did not work out the way they want. And over the last day, last 24 hours, the Ukrainians actually launched the massive offensive or not massive, but rather big offensive through Makivka and Novovodyan. Interestingly, is also that Makivka, the capture of Makivka was not reported anywhere. It just came out of the blue from the pro-Russian source Ryber that the Ukrainians are now launching an attack from this location. So very, very weird. And based on the latest information as well, the Ukrainians are currently massively reinforcing Makivka region. They are sending reinforcement down this way because this is already the breakthrough. So they are sending all the reinforcement down to this area here, and are trying to build up a bigger bridgehead, and likely they will try to push out in this way. And the objective here, like I said, was the road. They want to capture the road. So once they can capture the road, then they can actually push southward towards Crimea, or they can actually push northward towards Sviatove. And my feeling is that they will go for Sviatove, because the Sviatove is much more important strategically speaking. And with the fall of Sviatove, and they can actually entrench themselves and secure it, the defense and the Russian forces fighting in the southern area is going to have a massive hard time getting resupply. So anyway, this is just a quick update over at the Sviatove Crimea front, and hopefully this is interesting to you. And do press the like button or do subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you in the next update.